way you want. Anytime, anywhere. Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis, because Betcage Sports is bringing the heat.
The heat is on.
Proud sponsor of Cricket West Indies. Play responsibly. Must be 21 and older to play.
The heat is on.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastyr, St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade, Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered. With over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
What if your money did more than sit in an account? What if it built dreams, supported families, and empowered futures? At St. Kitts Credit Union, we're more than a financial institution. We're a family that believes in your potential, rooted in people helping people. Enjoy competitive savings rates and low interest loans for mortgages, vehicles, education, and more. Need security for you or your loved ones? The Family Indemnity Plan and Loan Protection Insurance give your loved ones peace of mind, whether you're saving for school, building your business, or planning for tomorrow. SKCU is here for you. It's not just about banking, it's about belonging. Contact us at 465-2272 or any of our branches. Learn more online at www.skccu.com. Become a member today and be a part of something greater.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
Y'all ready for this? St. Kitts and Nevis, are you ready? The game is about to change. Sports betting and iGaming like you've never seen it before. Coming soon. Powered by Betcage Sports. The action, the odds, the thrill. Bet the way you want. Anytime, anywhere. Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis, because Betcage Sports is bringing the heat.
The heat is on.
Proud sponsor of Cricket West Indies. Play responsibly. Must be 21 and older to play.
The heat is on.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastyr, St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade, Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered with over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
Another beautiful afternoon in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and we welcome you to another edition of Groundings with the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm Juni Liebert. I'm joined by my illustrious colleagues, Dr. Patrick Martin and the Honorable Sam Conde, former Deputy Prime Minister. And we're here to bring you up to date with what's happening in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and beyond. Keep it locked, and a blessed good afternoon to you, one and all, those on the radio, those following by social media platforms. Whatever device you're locked into, we welcome you, and we invite you to stay with us. Patrick.
Good afternoon, Junie, Sam. Sorry, the Venerable Junie, Sam, and to the listeners and the viewers to Freedom FM. Happy to be here as usual.
Sam.
Good afternoon, Junie. Good afternoon, Patrick. My pleasure. Nothing better than a Friday afternoon groundings.
All right, so gentlemen, let's go.
As usual, we are here on a Friday afternoon to discuss, reflect, and take your calls on matters pertaining to the present and future of St. Kitts and Nevis, the smallest country in the Western Hemisphere, the seventh smallest in the world. Actually, the essential question is, how do we survive and thrive given all of the hostilities and negative currents? Speaking of currents, what's the price of oil? $66 today, so it's still below 70. It's staying below 70. Yeah, so
that's not
we're
bad.
thankful for that. Mm-hmm. And as we look to the Atlantic Ocean, we're in the hurricane season. We look to the Atlantic Ocean. We don't see any signs of any cyclonic activity yet, and that's a big yet, because we have to expect. So we prepare.
Too early for it.
But we prepare. We start preparing now.
Yes, we have to
start preparing now. So, gentlemen, any icon remembrances? Anybody local or anybody abroad you like to who was recently passed? You like to mention? While you're thinking overseas, well, not quite overseas, just across the waters there in Montserrat.
But before you move on, Patrick, we'd like to extend sincere condolences to the family of the late Janelica, who was found in the Deep Bay area in a clump of grass. And yes, I think it was yesterday the police had a press conference to update the public. And I thought this was a good move on the part of the police to have the press conference, because that was what was missing. Information was missing from the authorities. We were just seeing all kinds of twists and turns on Facebook, so we're glad that the police came on, had the press conference, and gave significant updates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And last week, led by Jamie Manfield, we dedicated almost the entire program to that.
Yes.
So we had the usual full slate agenda, and then when the news broke around noon, we had to put the agenda to side and deal with that matter. And so we continue to reflect on that tragic incident, and I'm confident that, provided receipt of good information, the police service will get to the bottom of this.
Justice will be done.
All right, so, and we also remember just across the waters there, Jim Allen.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him.
Oh, yeah.
Seen him in National Warner Park.
Lee Woods. Did he represent Combine Islands?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a mainstay in the combine.
He was
Dashing.
It's a pity and a wonder that he didn't make the West Indies team.
He was one of those who were left out. Jim Allen deserved his call, and so to the people of his family, friends, the people of Montserrat, we here in St. Kitts and Nevis, we remember him.
Yes, we do remember Jim Allen.
And may his soul rest in peace, and make his runs elsewhere. Anybody else? Remember Fred Smith? You know him?
Fred Smith.
Yeah, he's the founder of FedEx.
Okay,
he had a very interesting story. Yeah,
about Jim Allen?
No, but he had he wrote while he was in school. He wrote a paper on air cargo, and the paper was rubbished. So he went and formed his own company.
That's what you have to do.
He started. So
a lot of developments come out of things like that, you know.
Yeah.
People
tell you can't do it.
Yeah, write it off, and you know.
I always like his story. You know.
Yeah.
I think he got a C. No, well, he said he don't remember what the grade was. He don't remember what the grade was. Yeah, also, on the international scene, a very famous pianist and composer passed, Lalo Schifrin. You may know him, Mission Impossible, theme for Mission Impossible. Yeah, he's originally from Argentina. So that one. And then yesterday we heard the sad news of the footballer from Liverpool.
And Portugal.
What's his name?
Diogo. Diogo. And you know the sad thing about he just got married about 11 days ago. They say he left his wife and 3 children, and his brother died with him. Younger brother, footballer as well.
That was indeed sad.
Yeah.
Diego Jota.
Age
28 in a car crash.
Yeah.
The story I have is that he had some medical issue and he was told not to fly back to the UK. So he was, I guess, driving to France or something to take the train.
Boy.
So
really sad.
I don't know how true that story is, but the whole Liverpool family.
I imagine the Governor General must be in mourning.
Yes, she is.
Government house must be all draped in black now.
So there was a gathering of the faithful at the Liverpool grounds to celebrate this youngster.
Yeah, really sad.
Diego Jota.
That celebration will be worldwide because Liverpool is very popular throughout the world.
Yeah.
So some activities taking place in Canada.
He played a big role in Liverpool and Portugal.
Right. So moving right along, celebrations, recognition, special mention.
2 I have.
You have 2? Go ahead.
One is American celebrating the 4th of July.
4th of July.
Today. The president is in his element. And he's having, I think last night there was something held in Ohio where he made some speeches and saying that he's right on track to make America great again with his big, beautiful budget that he passed.
No, he didn't pass it.
Well, that was passed in the House by the legislators.
Yep.
So congratulations to him, although we have our reservations about him. I saw something on the media where I think it was Pakistan was nominated him for a Nobel Peace Prize. And I said, what? Get out of here. I don't see how that would work because to me, I don't see him as somebody who is in favor of peace unless it suits his agenda. He's more like his good friend Netanyahu, angel of war. Also,
well, we say happy birthday to the United States of America.
Yes.
We have a safe celebrations July 4th today.
Yeah. Already last night they had some problems with fireworks turning into fires in certain parts of the states in celebration of July 4th, early celebration.
I remember when I was in Washington D.C. at Howard, and I remember somebody coming in for medical attention. There were the fireworks down at the mall, and the sheer force of the explosion, took a piece of their flesh out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those things are.
People have lost fingers and parts of their
very dangerous. Those things are very
so
dangerous.
Yes.
And we will have our fireworks today. There are quite a few Americans living on islands. And so
I think
students and others.
Shiggity Shack is having some celebrations.
He doesn't miss that. So
also, Ernest Amory is opening his business over Frigate Bay today.
Has opened today. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, so we say congratulations to him.
Atlantic Plaza, first roundabout.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to be live from there at around 3:30 today. So after grounding, we're traveling over there to put that in place.
So it's in our neighborhood, so we make sure we come for a
Ernest
smoothie.
Ernest has inherited a legacy which he's carrying on, and even though his son as well is caught up in that legacy. Charles.
Yeah.
Yes, so we wish them well.
Where's Ernest's father originally from?
Phillips's.
Yeah. Phillips's village.
I didn't know that.
Okay,
That's the contact.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So that alone tells you he worked his way up, right?
That's correct.
Okay. You remember the when they were across the street at the top of
Church Street.
At top of Church Street, American Bacon. Remember that? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't think Sam could venture further out of McNice, so he couldn't come that far.
Yeah, he came all the way.
Yeah, man.
You could come all the way?
Sam used to go
all the
man.
way.
Yeah.
All the way.
There's only boys' school people could walk around that area, not. Okay, moving
After
right
school,
along.
you go come down through the Anglican churchyard and you go straight into Amory.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, I did.
I could only pass by because the pound, shilling, and pence weren't adding up. They weren't adding up.
Choice Lane was just on the other side. I don't know if you remember Choice Lane.
No.
Oh, you see? On the other side of Amory Bakery. Amory Bakery moved over there and they call it the coffee shop later on.
Oh.
So you've been around.
I'm telling you.
Okay, good. Very good.
And in fact, I used to buy my school uniform in Choice Line.
Yeah.
They had a layaway plan there,
And that is from your...
What school you used to go, Sam?
Bassier High School. I'm not Bassier High School, senior school.
Oh,
Bassier
senior school. Yeah.
I went to Irishtown School, my alma mater.
Right. Boys' school is mine.
And from Irishtown School, I went to the senior school, the Bassier Senior School.
She was the principal then at senior school?
No.
Oh, Mr. Amory.
Before Amory, we had Mr. Analda Richards.
Right. Sandy Point.
And then, he went on to... We had a lot of Sandy Point. We had a lady named by Miss Warner, she was very senior there as well.
Okay.
Miss Warner. And we had Analda Richards.
Go ahead.
You said you had a second one?
That was it. American anniversary
and Amory. Okay. You probably saw this in the news 2 weeks ago. We kept it in the agenda because it has a Caribbean theme. A new blood group named after a woman from Guadeloupe. Did you know that? A new blood group named after a woman.
Who did that?
Well, she, in 2011, she was in Paris for a procedure. And, when you go for operations, they try to, do some work on your blood to prepare some blood for you. And they couldn't figure out what blood group she was.
So she had a unique and distinct blood group?
She had
What's it called?
Guada, as in Guadeloupe.
Yeah.
Guada.
So other people now have that as well?
Yeah, so this is the 39th distinct. So we think in terms of A, B, and A, B, and O, but this. So look up that one. The new blood group called Guada, named after a woman from Guadeloupe. Yeah. And the biggest of special mentions, Music Festival 2025. One word to describe Music Festival. One word.
You could say, well, amazing, outstanding.
You only want one, Sam.
Oh, it's one. Okay. I'll give you one
at a time.
What's your one
I would
word?
just say awesome.
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 Okay, very good, very good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Very good.
Awesome.
You know, there's the old saying, people vote with their feet.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness! And we touched it last Friday about the size of the crowd, etc.
Yeah. It's the biggest crowd I'd
Jamie
seen.
was telling us about this Thursday night
Right.
crowd. We would kind of say, okay, the Friday and
Friday
Saturday
night
was
was
probably
big.
a little bit less, but it kept escalating.
The only crowd I saw comparable to that, I don't remember what year it was, but it was the year they had Buju and Beres and DMX. That was an Elephant Man.
Yeah,
that was
remember
a big.
DMX,
That was a
DMX
big
was
night.
basic.
That was at Fort Thomas, though.
Yeah, Fort Thomas.
Yeah.
It was the first 9 years was at Fort Thomas. The first
Right.
time it moved out to Fort Thomas was it went to Warner
Warner
Park,
Park.
the cricket thing. That was the 10th anniversary. I didn't like that at all.
Well, on the bright side, let's give kudos to the organizing committee,
Yep.
led by Alistair Williams and.
Well, just stick a pin
stick a
there.
pin,
For
yeah.
when you say Williams, you have to stick a pin. I think Alistair is an unsung hero. I mean, the work that he's put
Over the
in,
years.
Well, just give him a round of
Honestly,
applause for that, man. We
yeah,
give our
man,
groundings a round of applause. I mean,
no fruster, no buster, no nothing. Honest human. It was there from the beginning.
Yeah.
There from the beginning. And his work, and has come the chairman. And you wouldn't recognize it if you don't.
He's
hear somebody don't
unassuming,
say-
quiet,
yeah.
but gets the
You know.
job done.
And really well, versed in his stuff. I mean, I really
goes
proud of
without
the work
saying,
he
you
put
put
in.
round pegs in round hills,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
Alistair,
yeah. I mean-
congratulations, Alistair, and your team.
At the press conference when he was introduced, I hear Monarch introducing, chairman, and really he just forget that he said
Unassuming,
chairman.
yeah.
He said, I want to give kudos and thanks and appreciation and to all the hard-working people that have brought this to what it is, and I want to I mean, not him, not he, not me. It's just the hard-working people. I mean, he has done an outstanding job.
Right.
And I think we need to recognize that.
But he has a good team with him.
He has a good
the Ministry
team.
of
But leadership is always
Tourism.
important.
Yes, the minister herself.
The policy
has done a lot
leadership
of
comes
work.
from the minister, and the
Exactly.
minister goes to cabinet and makes sure
Yeah,
the seed money is there,
yeah.
and then the team then does the negotiations with the sponsors. But it was an all around and outstanding effort.
Very nice.
And I was
Awesomeness.
I was talking to my friends in Nevis. I said, "What happened?" I said, "Man, so many people left Nevis that there was nobody on the street for 3 days."
The Prime Minister from Antigua
Yeah,
was also
yeah,
down here
yeah.
for a couple of nights.
Western.
Antigans were down here for
Yeah,
sure.
Antigua, you're right. I mean, I saw
People
lots
from
of
the
them,
Virgin Islands, New York, Canada, Toronto, all over.
And I saw reference to Air Anguilla. And Air Anguilla was doing like an air shuttle,
A shuttle.
an air taxi between.
And
St.
boats were
Martin and
coming
Anguilla.
from St. Martin as well.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
So,
So the
well attended.
festival is fulfilling its 1996 vision of a year-round tourism destination.
Yes.
We can't get tired of saying that.
No, no.
June, July, hitherto. Well, brown to dark brown days in terms of visitor arrivals.
Desolate.
That's a good word. That's a good word. And in 1996, this investment started, and this year was the 27th.
27th,
And again, you judge success by of an event of this nature. You judge it by the participation, especially from outside, filling up the hotels, the restaurants all around, and in Nevis.
The minister is doing an excellent job, man.
A roaring business. So it's paying dividends.
yes.
And
There's a trickle down.
Let's continue to support.
Well, this is more than a trickle. It's
Torrent.
running.
This is Torrent.
Yeah, it's pouring down.
Avalanche, right?
Yeah. It's really.
But yeah, I think you brought up earlier in conversation before we came live about what economic effect or impact.
Right, and that's the main discussion. And the music festival is more about the economy and jobs than about entertainment and merriment.
Mm-hmm.
The entertainment and merriment, would you accept? That's the sideshow.
Yeah.
Is what's happening in the hotels and the restaurants and the taxis at the tour sites, And so the overwhelming success of the music festival and other activities have
spin off into other industries. Right. You know, that we're supposed to be getting.
Well, we saw, you can see, we discussed this last week. Junie chimed in on that. You know,
the performing arts.
Local persons now owning lighting, stage lighting companies. Mm-hmm. Sound used to come from Trinidad, right?
Right.
Okay, used to. Yeah.
In fact, as we said that, you want to mention Adrian Lamb, who at the beginning, you know, put in yeoman service.
Absolutely.
I mean.
Well, I tell you, EK is putting in yeoman service right now as well with the sound system.
Which night was your favorite and which artist? Let's hear it.
Let's start with you. Charity begins at home.
Well,
you went all nights, right?
Well, no, this second and third night.
Okay, so who stood out?
Jennifer Hudson put on a classic lesson in
a class by herself.
Vocal mastery.
Yeah.
You know, achieving some heights I didn't think humanly possible.
She reminded
without
me
straining.
Of Whitney Houston.
And covering Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, and Dionne Warwick. Yeah. Consummate ease. Yeah. But I must give credit also to Abena Amory.
Oh boy, the local acts were outstanding.
And Virgil Hodge. They set, they kind of set it up. Set it up.
Local acts.
What I noticed is that the local acts are getting better.
That's
each year. I noticed that.
That's what the music festival was supposed to be doing.
I saw Dijon on stage, and I've never seen him go on like that. I mean, he's getting more professional in how he sounds and what he does, and his command of the stage. His lyrics, his tunes, his arrangements.
I mean, he's getting real professional. Well, he's mastering the art.
Correct.
Well, on Friday night, I was impressed with this young, I call him Colin Wyatt.
Oh yeah, right, Colin Wyatt.
That's his stage name.
Yes, Colin Wyatt. That's his real name.
That's his real name. I'm giving him a round of applause. I like what I heard, which is, not too bad for a 25-year-old like me. I like what I heard. I think he has places to go. Yeah. So those are my standouts. What about you?
Yeah, the local acts.
Local acts.
All the local acts. The Thursday night, the Friday night, the Saturday night.
Local acts.
Totally outstanding. And they managed to evoke the response from the crowd.
Yeah.
Who egged them on, supported them, and waving and jumping up and doing whatever they were saying.
I mean, that is what the music festival was supposed to be doing.
Right.
I mean, apart from the economic spin-off and so on, that is what I mean to create the...
You know what's going to happen, Sam? More and more, we're going to have more and more local acts dominating the stage. And just an occasional
then you're going to give them promotion, international exposure and promotion.
Yes.
That is what the music festival... In fact, last week I was saying that the music festival started with Dwyer and so on, and I heard him on the platform and so on. And a friend of mine sent me a WhatsApp saying that the music festival did not start with Dwyer Astafan. And I was supposed to get some more information on that, because I mean, maybe other people were talking about it, but maybe in the fowl coop in the back of the yard. Music festival
proper.
I mean, I was tired of hearing that on the platform from Dwyer from when about 93 or maybe even before 93 maybe or even before that on a regular basis. And when I say regular, I mean regular basis.
People are talking about music festivals, but he brought it to life. He was the visionary behind that.
Of course.
So
of course.
We have to give him his props.
Of course.
Yeah. Still talking about the music festival, I think that the international acts also played a big part in the celebration. I mean, you look at the Friday night, the world boss, Vybz Kartel. I mean, people came out to see him, basically, because they had heard so much about him from his time in prison to when he hit the stage after that. It was like Buju. When Buju went to prison, when he came out, he had bigger crowds than he had ever had before.
I mean,
similar.
I wonder what that is saying to us, boy. I wonder what that's
Don't say they're saying go prison first so they get popular, you know.
I wonder what the message
No,
is.
you know what it's probably saying.
I think people miss them, you know. He was missed.
There's a certain mystique. So somebody mischievously said to me that Music Festival 2026 may have P. Diddy.
No, you think he'll be out?
As people are serious, and 2027, Jackie, people are already thinking 3 years out because there seems to be a model. That's what you're saying, right? There seems to be a model.
No.
But the point is,
I wasn't saying that, but you said it. You said it. Don't put words in my mouth.
okay, I would.
They won't be out for a long time.
But the point is that headline acts fill the hotels. Period.
Yes, period. The only thing I didn't really go for too much, I seen that there were a lot of children up there. These music festivals are for adults in a way, you know. If I had a 14 or 15-year-old and they wanted to go to a music festival, they wouldn't go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when you look at the lyrics that's coming out from the stage from some of these artists, I mean,
we have to.
The way they spoke about the private parts of ladies, I mean, it was just.
No, that's not good at all.
But
not what the music festival was
if
supposed
they are
to be.
doing it, that is how they ply their trade. This is what they represent. This is how they make their bucks.
Yeah, but it shouldn't come
They
to
go
our
all
music
over the
festival.
world, and this is what
not
they
to our
represent.
music festival. Not to our music festival. We
So they're gonna
should-
sing it in Antigua, and they come sing it. They don't sing it.
Well, you don't have to bring those acts. You could bring other people.
But this is who the people want to see, Sam.
Okay, well, all right, go ahead then. Let's see how far that will get us.
He brought it up and he's ended the segment.
I'm bringing it up because I want to get your
Yeah,
feelings.
we have to deal with this children in mass events, adult events. We have to bring the hammer down on that because, in a mass event like that, 10,000, a drop of water from the heaven, there'll be a scatter, stampede, and guess who'll be the first?
Where
to
you
go
had
on the ground?
10,000?
Wonder Park.
They had more than that on the Friday night. I
just draw
estimated they had
reference.
around 15,000.
Come on, Junie, come on. Really?
On the Friday night, yes. Maybe 10,000 the Thursday night.
Well, that's
But the Friday night was more. Massive. I mean, there were traffic jams leaving
we have
the
to say
venue.
something about the conduct and behavior, though. I mean, we're doing well, and if we try and keep standards, that will set us apart. You can't descend into the popularism that people want to get. Our music festivals.
But the thing is,
different.
Sam, this is what makes
and
them
special.
popular. This is what makes them popular. And when they put the mic to the audience, all the young people know the lyrics.
Yeah, okay.
They're talking about the 35-year-olds.
No, I'm talking about 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds. They know the lyrics as well.
But not the 25 and 35-year-olds.
I don't know if they remember them, but I know the young people were singing them lustily,
On a positive note, I was surprised that the positive response. The Ira Star, the singer from Nigeria. That's from Nigeria. She's from. She came on after Jennifer Hudson, the Afrobeat person.
I thought it was two reggae guys came on after.
No, Ira Star, the female, came on after, and I found that
the
crowd response
Romy and Vogo outstanding. Those two reggae icons really brought the place down, with their music.
and brought the sun up.
Yeah, certainly. It's funny how the show that I thought would be the shortest ended up being the longest.
But
Last night.
remember, we started late.
Saturday night.
We started late, 2 hours late because of the interruptions to the sound checks.
And they need to bridge the gap between changeovers, Changeover take too long. At one time I fallen asleep during a changeover, wondering when the next act going to come on.
Did you get a
So
chance
they need to tighten up on that. Those technical issues need to be tightened upon,
We still need
Did you get a chance to walk
improve on those.
Yeah.
over to the food court You got a chance to walk around there on the football field?
Sam was in VIP. You had a chance.
No, I knew that, so that's why I'm directing it. You had a chance to walk over there.
Well, I was in VIP too.
Yeah, but the setup on the food court
was good.
Was good.
Yeah.
You know, the areas for improvement. We know what they are, but generally the owners and operators of these booths are taking their trade very, very seriously, and the way in which they have things laid out, you know, which suggests that the entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well.
I think we had more food courts this year than ever. Yeah, that's the next thing. You know. There might be individuals making less money, but more people making more money.
Correct. You mentioned the economic impact of the music festival, and that has to be underscored. But certainly now, it's also going to piggyback on what's happening in Nevis. You have the Mango Festival going on this weekend into next week.
No, it finishes on Sunday. Well, Sunday next week, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that is big for Nevis, you know, the Mango Festival, and then that goes into Culturama.
Yeah.
So those people who came for Music Fest, we invited them to stick around and stay for Culturama if they can, you know.
But before Culturama, there's cricket.
Yeah.
Cricket at Warner Park.
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah,
but
Australia
talking more about cultural ethos.
Well,
hope that our grounds are ready.
Well, all of the material have been removed. Yeah. So the economy, the music festival and other activities around this time of the year have prompted this reflection we are engaging in on the St. Kitts and Nevis economy, and certainly the music festival in June and the end of June, and continuing into the Mango Festival and the first week, and then Culturama. That is a model. That is our model, right? That is our formula for June, July.
Then after that you have Independence in September, and before you know it, it's Carnival.
It's Christmas, Christmas and Carnival.
And we keep our fingers crossed, and we get on our knees and pray no major impacts, in especially during prime time, which is mid-August to first week in October.
Prime time for what?
Hurricanes, yeah. So there's some information here. When the music festival started, our economy was 850 million.
850 million what?
In 1996, 850 million EC dollars. That was the size of our economy, 850 million. In 2023, 2.9 billion. In other words, the size of the economy has trebled. And the music festival has made its contribution to that. Undoubtedly, tourism, CBI, international banking, international education, medical schools and veterinary schools, undoubtedly citizenship by investment, which really we became heavily reliant on from around 2017. Undoubtedly, they have continued to play their role alongside manufacturing, construction, and agriculture, but services. Services, meaning tourism, CBI, international banking, international education, and the like, account for about 70% of the economy up to 2023. Now, the plug, the CBI will downsize. What is going to replace CBI? We have to keep the economy going, right? If we don't, the economy will stagnate under 3 billion.
So where do we get the push from?
Well, energy. And on Monday, there was the unsealing of the bids for drilling in relation to geothermal. Four bids of 5. Four bids.
That's in Nevis.
That's in Nevis.
Yeah.
So the process of reviewing these bids and selecting the group or company to engage in drilling, that is now taking place.
This will be coupled with some effort at solar energy as well.
The ongoing efforts at solar.
Yeah.
All right. And then construction. So some of the major projects.
Bastia High School.
Well, that's already in progress. The desalination.
Where's that being built? Oh, on
Bastia,
on
yeah,
Bastia
the same
High
site,
School.
yeah.
And then the
hospital.
Then the desalination plant up at the Newtown industrial site area. So that's ongoing. Still to come, the new hospital construction, still awaiting startup, and also the Creative Arts Center. We heard about the development promise for the Christoph Harbour Marina. So that by November it can host 32 mega yachts plus Junies. That's 33. So mega yacht.
I'm not a seafaring man, you know. I like going to the water to swim and then back out. I swim in the shore. Out there is for sharks. Eh?
So Sam, why is it important that we diversify the economy?
Before we go on, before you leave that, we have to talk about the economic impact of cannabis.
Okay.
Because I heard the Attorney General with Bouncing's daughter, what's her name? Jean Williams. On a program. Williams Night. Speaking about the economic impact of cannabis. And one of the things the Attorney General was saying was that America is making billions and billions of dollars from cannabis, especially medical cannabis. And I want to feel that we have the fertile soil here, we are Liamiga. Something needs to be done and address that issue frontally, not from the side. We've been waiting for a long time to get directives. We now have directives. We now have licenses being issued. So it's time to move ahead full stream and get that done with the medicinal cannabis, because that is good for pain, it's good for epilepsy, good for all kinds of things. It's a bush just like any other bush.
No, it's not.
That has medical values.
It's not like any other bush.
Let me talk, no, man.
But suppose your talk is getting bushy.
It's getting okay. So go ahead, tell me.
No, not the creator, the way in which we understand it is the fullness.
Is the fullness of what, the herbs?
Correct. There's no one tool in the toolkit. And there's
I'm not talking about one tool in the toolkit. I'm looking at a multifaceted toolkit.
You think that
it's not just cannabis going to do it, you know? You mentioned some areas that we have to work on.
I'm agreeing with you, you know.
So I'm saying put cannabis in the toolkit as well. That is what I'm saying.
But can we do it on our own?
I mean, if we could do it on our own.
We have the capital to start a cannabis industry in the face of other countries which have been ahead 20 years, generating billions.
We take it step by step.
One farm in some of these countries is as big as St. Kitts and Nevis.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that farm. As big as St. Kitts and Nevis?
One farm. Farm holding, yeah.
Bring the stats on that for me next time you come back.
But you have driven through, right? You have driven through states in the United States where...
I haven't seen that.
You drive...
I was based in New York.
You drive for 6 hours and you're still seeing cotton. Corn.
Oh, corn.
And sunflower.
I see.
Yeah.
I see, okay. You're talking about agriculture generally speaking.
What I'm saying is that, let's be, we are late to this party. With this industry. We are late to this industry. And we are small. So we have to find our niche, right? In terms of the products that we produce. So it's not going to be easy. Rome was not.
Nobody said it. I didn't.
We're having a discussion. I'm not referring to. No, it's not. This is not a condemnation of His Royal Highness at all.
With the Royal Highness.
See that? You see, he's a bit itchy. But that. What we're sharing, what I'm trying to share is that we can't get ahead of ourselves and thinking that manna is going to drop from heaven.
Right.
We have to be smart. and find our niche in this market. And I believe we're going to have to do it in concert with fellow OECS countries. God, we are the smallest.
Okay. Sam, you want to add anything on that?
Yeah, well, I just want to agree with basically what Patrick was saying. I mean, this is not kind of, what they call it, what they were saying, the
Panacea.
The panacea.
Yeah.
That's the word. This is not the panacea. This is something that we have to get going to be realistic, about what's happening, the opportunities, the possibilities, the pitfalls. We have to examine them, because sometimes coming late is an advantage. It is not always. It's against you. Something, and I think we have to learn, because like Patrick was saying, small. Sometimes small. Well, small is beautiful. Small is good. We call you small, you benefit. But in terms of agricultural production and so, that mass size is important in terms of that. And so we have to get our balance right and get our thing right. Learn from what's been happening before, and make sure that we optimize and maximize the benefits that could accrue to us. We have to be careful.
But the challenge that we go ahead, Sam. Finish what you said.
No, I was saying what you said is about time. We look, when you're talking about diversification, that's part of our diversification strategy. So we have to include that as part of it.
Well, I agree. And agriculture is certainly one of those areas we need to explore fully.
In fact, agriculture must be our main thing. I keep saying that agriculture must be our main function, and that's our asset. That's all we have. People talking about the CBN, and so those supposed to be, like I keep saying, must be the icing on the cake. Agriculture must be the cake, and so we have to. And later on, I think we'll come to things like productivity and so on. We have to improve on that to give us maximum benefits. But agriculture is our thing.
Yeah, we have to reduce our food import bill tremendously.
Exactly.
It's the toll that this food import bill is having. We are going to have more discussions about that toll the food import bill is having, because I belong to a school of thought and action that can paint a direct line from the food import bill to the intensive care units in both hospitals.
Explain.
That local food does not send you to the ICU.
I got you.
Period.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to place my boys' school and Roman school credentials on that. Local food does not send you to the ICU.
But we have a society that consumes a lot of fast food, especially children.
Processed
so
food.
there's going to be need for education,
absolutely.
Especially in schools, starting from the primary level.
We
right through high school, where we teach about food and agriculture and what to eat and what not to eat. Because I'm convinced that some mothers just send their children to get the fast food and not teach them to eat what they cook. Children reject what their parents cook.
Because they can't cook.
But who can cook? Who can cook? The children or the parents?
It's parents, not mothers alone. It's parents. The children don't earn the money to go and buy the processed food, right? They give them the money.
Right.
And I can say this. If there's a competition or conflict going on between two sides of the family, the money can really pile up. Curry favoring. But the point is well taken. We must spend some time talking about food production.
I mean, we have the land. A lot of cane land is just lying fallow. I mean, nothing happening.
We have to maximize that.
Exactly.
We have to maximize, and there's nothing. We keep saying from groundings that there's nothing to build rural development like agriculture.
Seen.
I mean, we are well placed, and like I say, we could do it because of our size. Something like a small size is an advantage, and this gives us a perfect opportunity to really maximize our development by going big into agriculture.
Right.
And just to underscore the point you're making about our children and how the parents not doing enough, you know, to make sure that the children understand what's right to them. There's somebody sent me a quotation who said, "Too many parents make life hard for their children by trying too zealously to make it easy for them."
Yeah.
What's the source of that? What's the source of that quotation?
J.W. Von Gotti.
Say it again slowly, because that sounds like sound speech. Too many parents what?
Too many parents make life hard for their children by trying too zealously to make it easy for them.
Send me that one. I have to stick that one up in a conspicuous place.
That's good.
I mean, you know.
There's another one I have up, which I don't remember I don't recall the reference, but children won't love you for the material things that you give, but the love and how you cherish them, not the material things. So we have some education to do.
We do.
Very much so.
All right, it's just about 23 minutes after 2 o'clock already.
Well, we were talking about what we were venturing into the importance of diversification. Because we went through a period of over-reliance on one sector.
Absolutely.
Twice. We did that twice, right? Since
Sugar.
Sugar and then CBI.
Yeah.
Well, for one time we were very reliant on tourism, but the sugar and CBI.
You know, and as we speak about that, Junior and Patrick, because I don't think Washi got enough credit for the thing. When Washi was saying, get out of sugar and go into raising pigs and diversifying the thing. I mean, people were kind of laughing him out of school, you know, and so on. And Washi was I think, the first man who talked about the White Gate area, developing that area into a new capital.
Cooperatives, he mentioned that?
Well, he was saying that we have to replicate Bastille over in that thing. He was even thinking about, he said, over in Deep Bay, you know, a new port, you know, put, you know, our banks, instead of having everybody coming into Bastille every day to work, people
spread it out.
Yeah. People going to work in those areas, and the whole White Gate concept about making it in a town, you know.
I could verify that, Sam. I remember I was a teenager then, when a young teenager, when Washington Archibald was on the platform. There was no internet then, and he was also a writer, right?
Weekly.
Best writer we have had.
And I remember his thesis. He was relentless about it, right?
Yeah.
But I also remember the ridicule he got.
Yeah.
The heckling, the laughing. I remember that because he had a unique voice, right? He had a unique voice, and you know, I put my hand up for some of us. We couldn't get past the voice.
Exactly.
It's only now in latter years we understood the message, the substance of the message. But at that time, we couldn't get past it. Well, he was absolutely correct about diversification.
Diversifying.
And he was talking about this in early 70s.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So now we're now at the stage where we have to look at this issue of productivity. Junior, and you know, this is one of Sam's
pet themes.
subject matter areas. Because I have some data here. We found some data on the IMF report from 2023. You know, let's tell the listeners what we found. If you go to the IMF report of 2023, you'll see.
Just before you go to the report, I want to read a quotation from the central bank governor.
Go ahead.
On productivity.
Timothy Antoine.
Yeah. He says, resilience building, skills development, strategic investment, and productivity must be embraced as essential components of the vision of development. Productivity.
So in the IMF report 2023 on St. Kitts and Nevis, looking at labor market developments, there is a chart depicting the sectors that employment by sectors. So the sectors with the top three levels of employment are public administration, 1, trade, 2, and hotels and restaurants, 3. Those are the top 3 sectors in terms of employment. Next to that chart is a chart of the productivity. Those same top 3, public administration, trade, hotels, and restaurants, have the lowest productivity
Yep.
in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yep.
15 sectors were in this analysis. So the bottom, the least productive sector is number 15, public administration, which is the sector that had the highest employment.
Yeah.
Number 14, trade, which was number 2 in the, and number 13, hotels and restaurants. So it shows us that piece of data from the IMF report 2023, looking at the labor market situation in St. Kitts and Nevis up to 2021, gives us an indicator of the work we have to do.
That's right.
What we have to do in terms of raising productivity. Some people say just pay people more money.
No. In fact, the government is tackling that as we
So
speak.
by paying more money does not raise productivity.
No, not at all. Not at all. Productivity.
Johnny, what's your experience with that?
Productivity is getting more out of putting in less, not paying people more. Getting more.
But Sam, in order to get the more that you so desire, you got to pay people a respectable wage.
Of course,
You
of
can't
course,
tell them
of
you
course,
take less
of course.
when
but
you're producing more.
Not less money,
Less what?
I'm talking about less
time, effort.
Well, yeah, time and effort and resources, not money, of course. People have to be paid properly. There's
I contend that this is one of the issues why agriculture has not caught fire.
Exactly. Because
people are
there's no
getting-
greater incentive to work than paying up, but you have to monitor it. There's no greater incentive to increase work than
Because people will leave their home country, swim and sail to other countries with higher pay.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. People do that.
Correct.
There's no greater incentive.
People will do that. But the point is that, okay, the pay is what you're getting coming out the pipeline.
Yeah.
Is what you put in.
What you put in is
that's-
productivity.
So if you put out divided by in, that's productivity.
Exactly.
So the fellow the person who can fix 10 pairs of shoes in a day is more productive than the guy who's doing that in a month. And that is an issue. How do you think our people will handle the inevitable conversation about productivity?
Let me just say that we had the act, I think it was passed earlier this year, the productivity year, earlier this year. And in fact, they already named the members. They've set up a productivity council. And I think they're going to be installed by the Governor General sometime on Tuesday of next week. The purpose, objective, and mandate of the Productivity Council is to promote a culture. That's an important term there. A culture of productivity, efficiency, and innovation in the public and private sectors. Foster a collaborative environment for the exchange of ideas and experiences related to productivity improvement. And 3, enhance productivity levels within the civil sector and the general workforce.
Sam, I
That's
want
the
to
word.
agree with everything you just said.
You know what?
I want to agree
Yeah.
with everything you're saying.
However,
But action speak louder
Well,
than words.
that is why you're
And
going to have...
farmers need to see action. People who are involved in agriculture. Look, we've been here from
Hold
since
on,
sugar,
hold on.
from since the
Action.
demise of sugar.
Action from whom?
Right? From since the demise of sugar, we haven't seen anything much take off in St. Kitts in terms of agriculture.
Exactly.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And people have been weeping and wailing about it.
Yeah.
And we need to pay attention to that and put something in place that works.
But this is what this is doing.
But that is words.
No, I disagree, Juni.
What do you mean? So how are you going to get it done, Juni? Tell me.
We get it done by actually going out and
When you go to do, you have to go to the plan of program.
But that's the plan.
Well, exactly.
But the plan, we must move beyond the plan now. We don't implement the plan.
Who's the we?
The government, private sector.
Well,
everybody needs to come together.
This is the whole purpose, Juni.
This can only be done by private enterprise, not by government.
But government has to have a say.
Yeah, in regulation.
Government has to have a say.
Yeah, but not in the doing.
Only private sector.
I didn't say that.
Okay, what you said?
In terms of the productivity in producing goods and services, this must be private sector driven.
Yeah, but I'm talking about agriculture.
Yeah, it must be private sector driven. Private people.
I agree.
Yeah, private farmers and fishers who own their own businesses.
Correct.
Yeah.
But government has to provide the necessary incentives to make them productive.
You become productive by your own DNA.
No. You hear the farmers come here every week and they complain. They don't have enough water.
I understand.
They don't have feed. They don't have this. They don't have
Exactly. You're right. Absolutely right.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but there are other farmers in St. Kitts and Nevis who are doing very well.
Who?
I mean, who?
The majority of farmers ain't doing well.
We need to do a lot better generally.
Yes.
In things. Generally.
You have one or two farmers who are doing well.
One or two. No, the one or two farmers
We're not
but the
doing
majority
well
of farmers are not doing well. Otherwise, there would have been a groundswell that we would notice. We're not seeing that.
Serious farmers are doing well. Serious fishers are doing well.
So the people who are not doing well are not serious?
We have to have an examination of as to why they're not doing well.
Yeah. You see, Junior, you're right. In that way, talk. And that's why the establishment of the council is critical. Let me tell you the composition of the council. The council shall consist of a chairperson and 8 other members. The 8 other members of the council shall be one member appointed after consultation with the Deputy Governor General, with the Governor General. Another one after the consultation with the Deputy Governor General, that's the Deputy Governor General of Nevis. One member after consultation with the Prime Minister. One member after consultation with the Premier of Nevis. One member after consultation with the Minister responsible for Labour. One member after consultation with the St. Kitts Nevis Trades and Labour Union. One member after consultation with the St. Kitts Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And one member appointed by the Governor of the Eastern Central Bank.
Eastern Caribbean.
That is the composition.
Bring in your best people together who will be able to put this thing, because it ain't going to happen just so. You're going to have to have a plan, a program, so, and that is the approach to address the issue. Productivity must be addressed at this level. And I agree with you, not enough being done in agriculture. I mean, not enough is an understatement, really.
Correct.
So we need to do, and it's not going to happen just so. You have to bring the whole organization where you could assist, you could invest, you could guide.
I agree.
You could instruct. That's how it's going to be done. And that is what is happening.
In terms of inputs to
They're
this
also
process.
going to have to form cooperatives.
Cooperative, we've been saying that here from Grounders. Cooperative, there's nothing as critical or more
Those
critical than you have to get together.
That's a boss point,
Yeah.
I think we have settled on this point, that for our people to advance, stop thinking government only. You have to form cooperatives, some kind of whatever you want to call it. And Junior, I know you were in the cooperative movement
back in the day,
about 10, 15. So you understand, and that, and this is what people like Washi and others were preaching to us in the 70s. This thing about everybody want to grow and sell the same thing at the same time.
It can't work.
So
I want people to weigh in on the discussion.
Okay, just to say this, that kudos to the Capisteer Fisheries Cooperative. They were in Statia recently, looking and learning from.
Phones are lit.
Well, yeah, because it's groundings, you know.
Okay.
So the Capisteer Fisheries Cooperative, they were in Statia recently, looking at a marine park in Statia. Right. Statia has a place dedicated to the regeneration of reefs and fish. No overfishing, no fishing in this area, so the fish stocks can be replenished. And I spoke to one of the members this afternoon, and they are serious. You know what he said to me? We are going forward, government or no government, with a marine park in the Capisteer area. I wish them well.
I wish them well too. Gentlemen, we have 2:38.
Yep.
And the lines are lit.
Yep.
So what we're going to do
Because it's groundings.
is take a very short commercial break and then come back with the telephone calls. Well, look, let's take the calls now.
Yeah.
Let's take the calls
We
now.
do the
Don't put
commercials
them
at
on
3.
hold. Let's take the call. Okay, we missed that caller. Let's try caller on line 3. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Junior and the guys.
Good afternoon, Carl Brown.
Yes, and good afternoon to the listeners home and abroad, Carl Brown here. Well, guys, I didn't hear you all mention anything about the Mango Festival.
We did. You came on late. We mentioned the Mango Festival after we dealt with Music Festival. So I think you're missing out.
Yeah, well, here what's happening on the Music Festival. Now, here is it, Junie, and I don't care who vex, and you know, Carl Brown don't take on. Whether you vex, you agree, or you disagree with me. I make my statement, and I just leave it here. They make a smoker's zone. They allow you 5 spliffs and a lighter. Now, Junie, I did not go to the music festival because I could not afford it. Right? Now, people came to my business and complained that they have a smoker's zone, and while they're in the festival, in the main crowd, they was overtaken with constant ganja and all kind of other smoke. And they are very disappointed because there were many forms of security, police officers and all kind of thing, and nobody did anything. So what these...
They're going to have to improve on security. Point taken, Carl Brown. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yes. Now, here is it, Junie. Right? Also, if you're not a smoker, people complain that people are in the smoking zone, sitting down and liming, and they're not smoking.
Okay.
That's a choice matter, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if anything happened to you, you're at your own risk.
Oh,
okay.
But, Junie, the thing, guys, the thing is, the people complain they had to be shifting like a gear stick in the crowd with all these people in there smoking, and it was men, boys, girls, everybody was in there smoking in the main zone.
Okay, Carl, we're running out of time.
What should be done? What should be done?
What should be done?
Yeah.
An idea for the music festival committee for next year. Anyone found smoking in the main crowd and not in the smoker zone, you throw them out, you take them to court, and they are banned for at least 2 or 3 music festivals.
2 or 3 music festivals? Carl may not agree with that.
Agree with that.
You said that people don't have to agree with you. I am telling you that I don't agree with you.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
The last point is
go ahead.
To the Deputy Prime Minister. The people of Newtown is wondering when the Deputy Prime Minister is going to fix back George Street that he wrote up in so many weeks now.
Okay, well, we'll find out from him. We'll call him and find out, and I'll have the answer for you next week.
All right, my boy, I go on.
Thank you so much. We're going to take some more calls in the interest of time. Let's move on. Caller, we missed that call.
Junior on the roll today.
Let's take some more calls. Go ahead, caller. I can't hear you. Could you're breaking up badly. I can't pick up whether you speak in English or Chinese. Go ahead. Not hearing you at all, man. Something is wrong with your connection. Call back. Let's take another call here. Caller, go ahead. Wait, I have the minister here. let's hold on here. Minister, you want to go live? I could put you live with the answer if you want.
No, this is not the minister.
Oh, I thought this was Jeffrey Hanley calling. I saw Jeffrey Hanley come.
You want me to hang up and give him space?
No.
That's E-Truth on the line, you know,
Sorry. Go ahead, E-Truth. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
All right. Let me start. We're going to start, yes, sir. 4th of July. America Day. We want to remind blacks in America, whether you are African American, so-called, or whether you come from the Caribbean region, wherever, I want to rightly remind all of you that all you is an African people. I mean, I add none to that, you know. We want to remind them on this day. Okay. St. Kitts Music Festival. Should be St. Kitts Music Festival, but anyhow, that's another story. 2025. The cannabis designated here, so can't just talk about it. We quickly, we would like for the organizers to be part of it that it just solely for cannabis. No cigarette smoking, things like that. We like them to consider that. We have to consider keeping gun and P lyrical messages. When I say P, what I mean? See, the item just talk about it a while ago.
Yes. I agree with you with that.
They probably out of it, And somebody mentioned the children, presents, etc., Littering. We don't have bins all about. I mean, the place now for look so because we gather. We look to the garbage thereafter over and over again. This time we find 10 emblems. And now me laugh. Somebody is a serious laugh. We find 10 national emblems on the ground amid the garbage. We have to consider this kind of just for a couple of hours. No man, we have to do better than that. And better than
people threw the flag down.
It's an emblem.
Watch you, brethren.
Yes, brethren.
Ground full of garbage. Amid the garbage is the emblem. St. Kitts Nevis emblem, flag. Me have them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. You see, the cannabis industry, quickly, its implementation and success, the St. Kitts and Nevis Federation Cannabis Industry, its implementation and success goes this way, First, order. We know when we say order, we know what we mean. We don't have to itemize them. Order. The next thing is train. Our owners train. The other thing is collab. They're taking it regional now. OECS, CARICOM, whatever. You see me? And speaking of strain, the devil tail strain, right? Here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, over in the Frigate Bay area in the 70s, was a very potent and unique strain. Here, the Godhead strain can be a continuation, right, of that quality of excellence. It can be a continuation and elevation of that excellence because we have a soil here that's not normal. We just wanted to say that, Right. We wrote a punchline here, which we like to share quickly. It comes from a personal experience, unpleasant experience we had, Bob said when certain things in right.
Go ahead with the punchline. We got some other callers calling in.
Yes, we're going to do it quick. 4 lines. Each and every dissing, offending element, know ye, your lot would eventually be the hospital or the cemetery.
Points taken, Brother E-Truth. Thank you so very much for your call this afternoon, man.
We are too old
Always
for this.
on point.
We are too old for this. The implementation of jungle justice should be hard to go there.
All right. I think we got a call from the minister or somebody was. So we're going to try and get him back, and then so we could hear his response. And then we're going to go back to the calls. Jeffrey, are you there? Dr. Hanley, sorry.
Deputy Prime Minister.
Your Excellency, are you there? Okay, I think it's ringing. Okay, he's not answering, but it's ringing. I'm trying to get him back. He had called earlier. Are you there, Dr. Hanley? Are you there?
How are you doing, Mr. Liebert?
Good afternoon, Deputy Prime Minister. Go ahead with your comments you were making earlier in response to that caller.
Yes, I was saying that I heard Mr. Brown asking about the road on George Street. The work is being done. They're changing out because of the many homes that are there. Water department are working on the pipelines that are there, and then you would see. I guess he's just waiting now, thinking that the asphalt can just go on the road, but that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They have already.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Hello. Okay, the call seemed to have dropped out.
Okay. But the point is that the utilities have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Under the government that Mr. Brown supported.
Oh, it dropped.
Are you there, Dr. Hanley?
It dropped.
All right, it seems as if the call dropped out. Yes, it did. All right, so let's go back to the local calls now. Coming in, let's take this one. Caller, good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Hi, good afternoon, Juni Sam and Dr. Martin. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I would like the government to look seriously into those prices that those business places jacking back up because of this issue. I heard a young lady complaining about certain supermarkets jack up their price on this and put up price on that and put up price on this. I believe government need to look very, very, very serious into those things, because if we're thinking about minimum wage, not because they raise up the minimum wage, meaning you could jack up your price like that, and people, that is not good. And when we're done, we blame government, we blame this, we blame that. But the people we are to blame, we are not blaming them at all. Number two, Juni, I would like to say special thanks, especially to the Labour government for the 250. He come in well handy. He do a good job. And I know for sure it has come to an end now. So I just want to thank them for that. And also I want to thank them also for lowering that VAT down to the 13%. June, it was a very good help. I was able to buy a couple little material and this and that at a lower price. I'm very thankful for that. And when it comes to the cannabis issue, June, that day it seems to me, as I said before, and I'm going to say it again, until our people are not ready to farm a group, a strong group, put your money where your mouth is, we will not get anywhere. True. This thing is all about investing. Put your money to the test. If a group of you who have a little cash and walk out by like we invest, I believe we can reach a good way with these things. Until then, we will just talk, and talk cannot pay for delight. I thank you, Joni.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, caller. Let's take another call now at just about 9 minutes before 3 o'clock. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, Juni. Can you hear me much better now?
Yes. Can certainly
okay,
hear you
beautiful.
much better.
Yeah, thank you. Juni, I've been saying this for years, right? And it is possible that I'm wrong, my idea is wrong. But when it comes to farming, I believe a combination between government and the farmers, and what they need to do is to figure out in total how many farmland that we need as our acreage, and choose the best soil area to farm in St. Kitts, and create one large system where it could be properly irrigated, because it's cheaper to irrigate one large spaces than to irrigate 40, 50 different places. And you form the cooperative, and you have all kind of systems in there. One set of machinery, again, so you don't have to have all these, each farmer have a different machinery, you know. It will be cheaper and much better. And again, you set up the system where farmers get out of selling anything. Their job is just to farm. And you have a central system that picks up all of that stuff, wash it, clean it, package it. You understand?
Yeah. Sound like you're talking about cooperatives, correct?
Yes. They could listen. You could even purchase a small cargo plane. Trust me, I did the math on it already as well too. And that cargo plane could make eight stops for the day in different islands and drop off the agriculture stuff.
It doesn't work like that, you know.
Tell me why it doesn't work like that.
Because we are surrounded by Europe and the United States, and they have their barriers to our products.
You're saying to the neighboring islands.
But it's Europe, and we're surrounded by Europe and United States.
So if I want to take my produce to Antigua or St. Martin or Antigua, I have to go to Europe.
St. Martin is Europe.
Okay.
St. Bart's is Europe.
So we don't deliver. We don't sell products to those places now.
It is not as easy as some people make it out to be. We have
no. That's not the point. That's not the question I'm asking you.
Well,
you don't supply those places now.
There is supply, but we have to follow their rules.
Well, we understand that. Everything is within process.
Anything else, caller?
No, that's all.
All right. Thank you so much for your input. Much appreciated. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man.
Okay, great. Let's take some more calls at just about 5 minutes before the 3 o'clock hour. At 3:30, we'll be coming live from Amory's, what's the name of the place again?
Atlantic Plaza.
At
Frigate Bay.
Frigate Bay, Atlantic Plaza. We're going over to Amory's for about half an hour or so. We bring that live right here on 106.5. Caller, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I keep hearing this man talking about garbage and garbage and garbage. Tell him to Google the Haiti that they do not want you to know. And when he Google that, he going to see how much garbage in Haiti. The most dirtiest place in the world is Haiti.
No.
So, what I got to do?
No.
Google it. The evidence is there. Google it.
Okay.
Be very careful with videos that have that kind of tagline.
Okay, sorry about that.
No. This program is about learning. People put certain taglines on their video to draw you in to watch it. Be very careful when you see those things.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Think it is a very clean place because here a lot about garbage and think it is very, very clean. Okay.
But we have some people who are messing it up.
Thank you so much for calling. Let's take another call. Caller, good afternoon. Go ahead, please. You missed that call. Please call us back. We're running out of time, but we'll take a few more calls at just about 3-4 minutes before 3 o'clock. Caller, it's your time. Go ahead, caller.
Julie?
Yes.
My final piece again. I want to thank this government again. And who don't like it, bump it. But that is just my view. Here it is. For years in St. Peter's, Junie, Lord retired Bedford Road. Buses mash up, trucks mash up. This. Junie, when you drive up Monkey Hill, right? You want to know if you're in the New York City or somewhere. That's not the comparison. But we got nice roundabout. Once ago when you go Monkey Hill, only one channel you could have come back out. Not many places you could come back out from, Junie. By Monkey Hill, nice, even all up by where EKB. Road don't pave through there.
Road's better than New York, boy, I tell you.
Let me tell you something. Monkey Hill, heading somewhere. I tell you, sooner or later, I believe I will have to talk to Dr. Joe and tell Dr. Joe, you know what, we got to move the tongue. We got to stretch out the tongue a bit. Bring it up Monkey Hill a bit. We don't got the airport. We don't got the airport already. So we need to put some more things up there because Monk Hill,
Deepwater Harbour. How about that? A Deepwater Harbour?
But we put bars there, but we can't get water.
Hey, man, thank you so much for your call.
Yeah, but in all the money, I'm telling you, we are heading somewhere. And I just want to thank this government because let me tell you something. People will criticize. People will say all manner of things. But when you look at what this government has done between the 3 years, going for the 3 years, Juni, I am saying to God be the glory. Mind you, better things could have been done, but it takes time. It takes time. And I am just calling on everyone. Let us put our hands on deck and work together. Let me throw this politics thing aside. Because politics are going to bring us nowhere. Because government change today or tomorrow, it's going to still be, the work will still be there to be done.
Sure.
So let us put our hands together and work as a team to build our beautiful island of St. Kitts and Nevis. I thank you, Juni.
Blessed love. Thank you so much. We're going to make this our final call. Whoever calls next, final call. Final call, go ahead.
Indeed, land of beauty, but the nastiness make it ugly.
Okay.
Yeah, man. We just wanted to say that. No, concerning the lyrical portion now, the P and the gun, it's not that we don't invite those artists in our shows. Those artists have an abundance of lyrical, poems. So we just humbly ask them to leave that out for the festival. It's not that we shouldn't invite them. No, man, them versatile. They can do it.
Okay.
You understand? We just wanted to input that. Give that.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to end. I got this from Julie Martin. She says, Junie, don't forget to talk about the food court on the football field, which was another vibe with picnic tables and a second stage to provide entertainment by DJs during the changeovers. Talk about the music festival. 14 bars selling food and or drink. Large screens were mounted on the football field to some people stayed over there so they could look. Some of the bars had TVs that allowed their customers to stay there and enjoy the concerts on the main stage. Also, there was an artisan village on the mound where 5 or 6 artisans were displaying and selling their local arts and crafts. And the welcoming experience at the main gates showcased our folklores. There are no headline acts at the St. Kitts Music Festival. Everyone has equal billing. Gentlemen, that's a good note on which to end groundings for today, but let's get some brief comments before
Who sent you that WhatsApp?
Julie Martin.
I think I know her. Yeah, okay.
You're Martin? You should know that.
Your dear mother was a Martin too. Let me remind you of that. Aha, got you.
You got me, okay.
The music festival has pointed out to us again what can be done in St. Kitts and Nevis when there is commonality of purpose. When people put country above self, because they know the music festival is about the economy, it's about jobs, it's about income, people working together under a competent management, including policy management and executive management. This music festival it started out as a pilot project. It's now the program that tells us stage management, crowd control. We have some work to do with crowd control and security and safety, yes. The food court setup, yes. So let us continue to build on those strengths while we eliminate the weaknesses. Next stop, Mango Festival. Next stop, Culturama. Stay safe. And while I have the mic, Junie and Sam, could I issue an appeal to fellow road users to take it easy. Take it easy on the roads, man. I know, man. Good, man. It's getting pretty critical in terms of the casualties at the main hospital.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sam?
Yeah, that's what repeating. The road rage, the noise pollution is just reckless. I don't know.
Well, we got more cars and vehicles now contending for a little space.
Yeah,
so that,
yeah, right, exactly.
And
we have to control ourselves. We have to be more respectful, cautious, careful. is not doing us any good. And I want to close by the emphasis and focus on our diversification program. I think that is what is going to get us to a new level of development, and to include the ideas that were suggested by one caller who said, getting regional connections and all of that. All things have to be considered. We have to have a new approach to agriculture, and we have to improve our productivity. That's a major issue in terms of moving forward as a country, a sustainable island state.
Okay. Sam, on behalf of the panel and the crew here, thank you so much for joining us for another sterling edition of Groundings. We'll be back next week if it's the will of God. Until then, stay safe, enjoy your weekend, and pray for me as I pray for you. Have a good weekend, everybody. Ike the Wheelwright is up next. I'll be coming to you in about a half an hour from Amory. We're heading over there now at Frigate Bay for some live, excellent coverage, only on Freedom FM, 106.5.
Local people investment, right, over there.
Yes,
local,
indeed.
Emphasize that, local people.
Say it.
Well, the whole complex.
Okay.
That's the Rams family.
Yeah.
Local people.
Uh-huh.
All right, and you have local people putting in their
local plus local equal.
All right now.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
The more money we keep in the country, the better for the economy.
And thanks again to everybody who joined us on social media at 106.5, on your app, at www.freedomskn.com, or TuneIn Radio. Thank you so much. EK is up next, but I'll be back shortly with more from over at Frigate Bay.
Freedom FM 106.5 FM.
Hey there. Let's face it, life happens. Bills pile up, surprises pops up, and sometimes staying on top of payments feels impossible.
But don't stress, we've got you. Our debt evaluation and restructuring program is here to help you breathe easier.
Here's the deal. We work with you to restructure or refinance your loan. No cookie cutter solution here. It's all about you.
It's like hitting the restart button on your finances. And the best part is super easy. Here's how it works.
Step 1. Pick up that phone. Call us at 460